I was going out with the guy at the time. We were in a pub and a woman walked in and she had great legs and he was admiring her legs. And I said, because I have to make everything about myself when it comes to my boyfriends. I can't have them look anywhere else or I like start spiraling. So I was like, I've got legs like that. My legs are the same as hers. Do you know, this kind of very childish. And he looked at me and he went, now, Joanne. He's like, I'm willing to lie to you about some stuff, but I'm not lying to you about that.
Hello and welcome to My Therapist Ghosted Me with me, Vogue Williams and Joanne McNally. And in for Joe today is Imagina!
I am hemorrhaging cash at the moment.
Why?
Just a lot of bills. I've suddenly got a lot of overheads that I never had before, which is all part of being adult and all. But yeah, I resent them all, to be honest.
I can't stand bills. Honestly, there's nothing that bothers me more. And I'm like, what the? And then there's the other bills that you're like, well, I did that. That was my fault now. That was me. What do you mean? Well, when I bought a lot of clothes recently for the kids. Now, they needed them. They were running low on stuff. I had to go buy school shoes. But when you add it all up, it's like, Christ alive, you three are expensive.
If I had kids, I wouldn't send them to school.
Well, I'll tell you what, I rang Fairy and I said, get them working again.
Yeah.
I'm after spending an absolute fortune.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I posted a school picture of the kids when they went back to school this year. And Theodore didn't get new school shoes because his were fine and they fitted him. And I got so many comments of people being like, God, she could have gotten him a new pair of school shoes. And then like mails off people. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like,
sorry, you're not Shein or whatever that website is. We're allowed to rewear things. This isn't fast fashion. It's school shoes.
I know. So now he's got a new pair because he's actually run out. His not run out. His feet are getting much bigger. But I'm like, oh my God, like they don't have to be literally dressed to perfection all the time. Think about how we went around as kids. I used to go around the block in my knickers. I didn't even have clothes.
It's a really funny meme going around where it's like how my father suggests he went to school and it's like a shoeless, naked man climbing a snowy mountain to get to his destination. But there were, I think it was Angela's Ashes. They had a bit of tires like stuck to the cell. We had, firstly, I was going to say I would homeschool my kids to save money.
Okay. Please, if anyone is not going to be,
you can have half an education.
Don't expect to read or write.
No, you won't need to read or write. You're going to go into show business.
Don't need that at all. Spencer does that with his childhood, by the way. He's like, oh, I never got gifts. I only got gifts at Christmas and my birthday. Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah. You only were you sleeping in a drawer as well? Like he is so. I'm like, you were the most spoiled. And he's like, no, it's not true. And I'm like, and I ask his mom, and his mom's like, no, he did get other presents. But then his mom also says that he never cried as a baby, which I absolutely refuse to believe.
Of course he cried. I mean, maybe that's what's wrong with him.
Maybe.
That's what all the psychopathy stuff is coming from. Well, I'm going to homeschool my kids. It's going to be tap dancing. No, school won't start till 1 in.
Okay, yeah. How does this day run?
Mummy works nights. Mummy needs to sleep and Mummy needs to wake up in the morning and then nap immediately.
Well, I did see a family of a woman and her kids don't go to bed till 3 a.m. because they do homeschool and they just have different hours to other people.
Instinct.
So that's going to... Okay.
I'm gonna go. I'll be like, there's tap. Then we start the day with some tap dancing.
Now you know that the homeschooling means you're just adding additional work to yourself. You're not actually like.
I'm not doing this.
Okay.
I'll just be taking the tap dancing class with them. I'll have someone come in and school them.
Okay. So
I'll be very competitive with them as well.
You're trying to reduce the school bills, yet you're paying people to come in and do it.
No, I'm not going to pay them. I'm going to get Pat to do it. You're not going to find a flaw in this system. Mum's going to do it.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Going to stick her in the box room.
You'll have to get rid of the Pilates bed.
No, she'll sleep in the Pilates bed. Finally get some use out of it. There'll be some tap dancing and then we'll break for lunch immediately and then there'll be drinks.
Okay.
At the baby bar. Yeah. And then in the evening we'll do some storytelling and I'll that's just me performing. Yeah.
You can perform and you can just
Tap
Just
dance.
talk about
That's all they need.
yourself for a couple of hours. That'd be nice. I got my results back from that MRI, so I'm obviously there's not that much wrong with me, but she was like, there's certain parts of your brain, and she was like, we're seeing a lot of this now where there's like there's like center points, and it's like loads of flashing, so like there's loads of hives of activity around there, and I was like, oh, thank you. And she's like, oh no, it's like something to look out for, and I was like, sorry. She was like, because if people have that like in later years, it could like turn into like dementia or something, and I was like, pardon? And she was like, do you have high blood pressure? I was like, no. She's like, do you not sleep well? I was like, yes, I sleep very well. And she's like, do you have high cholesterol? No, I don't have any of those things. And she's like, oh, well, just watch out for it. I'm like, oh, great. So I'm doing everything that I should do.
Oh my God.
I don't have it.
Hello?
God, she's really concerned. She just fucking answered the phone straight away. My
Oh,
poor
hi.
friend Vogue
Yes.
might remember me.
Sorry, I'm just in the middle of a record. Yeah.
Don't worry,
What?
Joanne. It's okay. Yeah.
I'm just in the middle of a record. What can I do for you?
Deeply upsetting news. Yes, it was deeply upsetting. Very confusing and worrying time for me.
Sorry about that, guys. I had to take that call.
Don't worry, it was just a deep personal moment for me, but that's okay. I'm all right. Okay, I'm okay with my results.
Go on. So your brain's gone mad.
I think it just happens with loads of people. I think that they just tell you. The whole point of a scan like that is to like tell you like how to be healthier and all. Like, do you know what? Nothing on my lungs. And I was like, God, I used to smoke like a trooper when I was 17. Nothing there though. They really do regenerate.
I'd love to get one of those. Basically, they crack the lid on you and do a bit of rustling around and see what's going on.
Yeah, but you probably wouldn't mind being in the MRI. You can get one. They're actually, it's an interesting thing to look at, but yeah, so I think I'm all right. Here, I wanted to tell you, I flew back to London last week. I was in Dublin for the week. And I flew back to London for a day. Not on my favourite airline. And I was delayed out there. And then I was 2 hours delayed on the way back. Which
What's your
honestly,
favorite airline? Vogue Airlines.
No.
Was the PJ? Was it what? It wasn't the PJ.
I am
This is JP.
so it's the chopper. I am so picky that like because I fly all the time, I'm like, I want to fly Aer Lingus. They have loads of times. They go into where I want them to go. They're usually on time. I want to fly in Aer Lingus. I want to sit in between row 1 to 5, and I want to be on the left. That's what I want. I can't. I've turned into Neil Wilson. This is my cross to bear. I just know what makes me really happy. If I'm going to fly all the time, that's what I would like.
Is that? Do you think that's like a weird thing? I sit in the exact same seat every time I fly if I can.
Okay, I thought I was being a bit of a diva.
No,
You see.
I sit in the last three rows, either side at the window every single time.
At the very back.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Oh no.
Very
I have to be
back.
at the front
Because
because
you're
you're off
usually-
early.
Yeah, but a lot of the time they open the back doors. That's not like a weird thing. I think loads of people have little traditions when they fly. And sometimes I'll even pre-order a space gin to my table. So when I board, I get served straight away.
I just think when you're doing something as much as we do with flying, like I could fly twice in a day, a lot, and I just want to be as comfortable as I can
Taylor
be.
Swift.
But anyway, yeah. But anyway, this was a
No
double
wonder
day.
the ice caps are melting. You
This
fucking
was a
shopping yourself in and out of house twice a day.
I wonder if you could chopper from here to Howth. Could you? From London to Howth. Emma, would you Google that?
Of course you can.
I don't know. It just
I
feels
was-
like it'd be a long way.
I was doing a gig in the Isle of Man recently, and someone was telling me there's another comedian who does 2 shows a day in the Isle of Man, and they get a chopper in and out because it's actually quite hard. Like the cost of the flights in and out of the Isle of Man are quite pricey because there's not many flights, and they do 2 gigs. The first one to pay for the chopper, and the second one just like for themselves. But they get a chopper in and out. Isn't that great?
Yeah, but I just
that
be
rock and
thinking,
roll?
I'd rather get the fucking boat and have the extra cash.
I would be terrified. There's one thing, and I don't scare easily. Although I did see a woman. Oh my God, I saw a woman fall over in the park yesterday, and I realised I'm actually, God love her, she nearly knocked her tooth out. I'm actually quite squeamish.
Yeah, well, I don't like seeing people hurt themselves. Are you going to say you don't go? I don't like helicopters at
I actually think I'd be quite scared in a helicopter. I've watched, these holes you go down, and I've seen a lot of crashes. There was a bride killed on her wedding day. She was getting the chopper to the wedding, and she went down, and it was all on camera. And I know, I need to get out of my
It's usually like, I shouldn't be saying it's about the pilots, but it would be a pilot error of them flying when they shouldn't be flying. Like when Kobe Bryant, he told them not to fly, and they kind of were insistent on them flying, and that's why that happened. He should have. Are you seeing if you can still fly to Ireland, Evo? Because I don't want to fly to Ireland. Can you fly to Ireland?
You'd have to do a private charter, but yeah, you could do it.
A private charter helicopter? Well, I'm hardly going to fly my own. I don't have one.
They're hardly going to go down the local bus stop and see what picks her up.
I'm near the heliport. I'm just going to go down there and be like, can I have a lift?
I'm not going to get the 56 there. I'm going to wait for the chopper. Oh my God! What psychopath just rings off a random number without any forewarning? Like, who does that?
I got a helicopter God, it must be 3 years ago now. I did. I got a Silverstone, and I was like, I'm not enjoying this like everyone else is, and I'm not going on one again, and I don't want to. And you remember I did that Bear Grylls show? We had to use these helicopters, and we were basically thrown out of them then into this rotten water. And so we're on these helicopters. 2 weeks later, a French TV crew were kind of doing the same kind of vibe show as him or something like that. Helicopters went down. The same ones went down, all dead. Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Oh my God, this is like Final Destination. Hold on, are they the same helicopters that you were using?
Same. I said it. I saw Bear Grylls recently, and I said it to him, and he was like, "Yeah, that really did happen."
Oh my God.
I know.
You escaped the Grim Reaper. Do you know what always fascinates me? Because I watch a lot of air crash investigation, and sometimes I watch it while I'm flying because I feel like if I die, then it's too ironic for the universe to handle. So I'm basically protecting everyone on the plane by watching air crash investigation. So you're welcome. But what I find fascinating is when, and again, it's a lot of it's like mechanical error, engineering error. They just forgot to put a bolt back on. Someone forgot to put a bolt back on, but it might take 60 flights for that plane to actually crash or explode and kill everyone. But I think of all the people that were on that plane with that bolt. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting closer and closer or further away from death. It's like the sliding doors of it all. It's like, ooh.
Well, now when I fly on my own, I'm allowed to have a little bit of like, because I'm actually quite frightened of flying. Which is stupid because I do it so much. But it's only because now I've convinced myself because I do it so much, there's more of a chance for me. But when I fly with Gigi and stuff, because I flew with her a little while ago, and I had one of my meltdowns, and then she started crying. And I was like, oh, Jesus. So I have to now pretend that I'm having a great time.
Yes.
So I'm like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's a very unfortunate fear to have, flying, because it does write off a lot of stuff for you, like travel.
Well, I'm not at that point where I let it, but I know a girl who she only gets the boat everywhere. She can't fly. She won't get in a plane. And I think that I'd rather be on the plane and going somewhere I want to go than, because I love the holidays. You know yourself.
Yeah, of course you do.
You're
like, I'll take the death to get to the Caribbean. Bonjour now.
The chance of 60% chance of it. Do you know what we were playing the other day? Hang on, because this is tied into this IMO. What was it? There's a chance of you winning £20 million. There's a 1 in 100 chance, but there's also a 1 in 100 chance that you will get killed doing it. Are you going to take that chance to try and win the 20 million?
I think you know me well enough at this point to know that the second numbers start coming out of your mouth, I've completely zoned out.
Okay.
I don't engage with figures.
It was like there's 100 grapes in front of you.
Right.
And is it like if you
you're talking.
And if you eat one of them, you could die.
One of them is like going to kill you.
Yeah.
But one of them is going to give you billions of pounds. Would you eat the grapes?
No.
Emma would eat the grapes. Do you know she just doesn't care about her life?
No. I wouldn't do that, no.
I was saying she watches the Deer Hunter at the weekend looking for fun games to play with her friends. Bit
Quite a
of roulette
sinister.
for
It's quite a
me.
sinister party game, Emma.
Russian roulette at the weekends for Emma.
Yeah. It's like one of those horror films where your friend takes you out to a log cabin and then kills you with grapes. No,
Here,
I wouldn't.
this is-
I wouldn't risk my life for money.
No way. Not even
Now,
billions.
in saying that, if I was absolutely impoverished and, you know, living in a tent on a canal, I might feel differently about it. But in the position I'm in, as in like I have a roof over my head, I would not risk my life for it. I do love grapes though.
Particularly the Marks and Spencer grapes when they're in season, you know, the big ones. they'd be hard to turn
Sometimes
down.
you're such an Elwyn. Sometimes you just say something and it's like I just forget. You're really 40 now, Vogue. I can tell you.
I know. It's
such a
terrible.
Yeah. Sometimes you're really hot, sexy, young, cool, and then you say stuff like that, and you're like, she's an Elwyn. She's an Elwyn in her soul.
Oh God! I was telling you my story, my plane story, because I was 2 hours delayed on the way back. Obviously furious, so I made a couple of friends, and one of them was called Eleni. Oh God, she'll kill me now. My Australian friend. I'm sorry. She's from Sydney. Her parents live near where I used to live. Anyway,
Oh, right. Sorry.
so her sister lives in New York. Eleni's just gotten divorced after like something like 17 years of marriage. She's got 2 kids. She's literally 6 weeks divorced. She goes over to see her sister in New York and she's like, fuck men, I hate them all, blah, 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 blah. And she meets a man. 6 weeks after getting divorced. He was a heart surgeon and he lived in Atlanta. When she was waiting with me on that delayed flight, she was going over to see the man. They have been dating for nearly 3 years, and every 6 weeks they go to a country to meet each other. And sometimes she'll go to Atlanta, or they might go on a 2-week holiday. And they were going over to Ireland to meet each other, to go on their date. And I was like, how amazing is that? That like you got divorced, met someone 6 weeks later, cardiologist. I keep saying that because like that's lucky. And pretty hot as well. Showed me a picture of him. And now she's going over to meet him again. I know.
Hold on. So they're dating long distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which would be very suitable, I think, when you just want to have your own space as well.
Very suitable. And also, congratulations on finding love again. I mean, there's a banger rebound off it, but nothing wrong with that.
2.5 years later, though, it's 2.5 years they've been doing this.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, but she met him 6 weeks. Nothing wrong with the rebound. I mean, I've had many a successful rebound myself. I was reading an article recently. It was saying that the divorce rates when you share a bed with someone, you're 50% more likely to divorce them. And in Japan, apparently, it's very rare to share a bed with your partner. They sleep separately. Now, this is what I'm reading online. I don't know if it's true, but I
Well,
was like,
can
that
I-
I could. It does not make sense.
Well, last night, right, when Spencer can't sleep, which is like not that often, but like last night, I was like I was like, Sven, you've now woken me up 3 times. Like I've been asleep since 9:45, and he woke me up 3 times because he's kicking around, huffing and puffing.
No.
And I was like, I haven't. We briefly spoke about it this morning, but he doesn't know that there's a bigger conversation coming up.
Yeah.
Because you know
What
what I'm
are you
like.
gonna
If
do?
someone, I'm gonna tell him if there's any inkling that he can't sleep and I'm in the bed beside him, that he can get the fuck downstairs and not make a sound. Because I then had to get up after at 11:45 last night and take a sleeping tablet.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I couldn't. Because by the time he'd woke me up the 3rd time, my body was like, all right, we're getting up now. And like I was like, this is not this.
Very
it's not
selfish.
conducive. Very selfish. That's
Very
why I
selfish.
can understand why people.
Yeah, have separate beds and stuff. I do think that old idea, you know, that idea of kind of the elderly couple in their twin beds in their room and they die holding hands. Sorry for
Yeah.
morbid today. I will say, having been on my own now for whatever it is, 2 years, and not having shared a bed really for any length of time since then, I don't know how I would do it again. I remember the first time I lived with a boyfriend, I found it really difficult. I kept waking up in the middle of the night and going up to the spare room and all. It was just, I know the bed was small. We weren't that flush, but I'd find it very difficult now.
I do like sleeping beside somebody, and like I usually try. I hook a foot around Spencer's foot, but when someone can't sleep and they're waking me up, that is like not for me.
Helena Bowman Carter had a different house to her fella. She lived next door to her husband, and they had a very successful marriage till they got divorced.
Yeah, and Cameron Diaz and her fella Benji, whatever his
Yeah.
name is, have a spare room where they meet up to rendezvous and do their bits
Yeah.
and bobs.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but they must have loads of bedrooms then. Like, how many bedrooms?
Well,
is it?
3.
No, because they've got 2 kids. So 2 kids,
5.
their 2 rooms,
Well,
5 bedrooms.
I think Cameron's got a couple of quid.
Come here to me. Will I tell you about Halloween? We had a great time in Ireland.
Tell me everything.
Well, we went out. I was only...
Not everything. Highlights. This was
So
sounding
Auntie
like,
Naomi...
oh God, yeah.
Last year, Auntie Naomi came up and Theodore wanted to be, I can't even remember what it was, this weird dinosaur thing that no one's ever heard of, a night feeder. And we couldn't do the makeup because we didn't actually know what a night feeder was. And so he's bawling, crying, blah, blah, blah. This is last year, furious with his outfit. This year, I'd done really well. I was like, everyone's very happy with their outfits. And then Naomi was going to come up. My auntie, who's an art teacher, who's good at art, supposedly, was coming up to help with the face paint. So she was late. So I started doing face paint. I did my own. I did T's. He looked excellent. He was absolutely thrilled. I was thrilled because I thought I'd done such a good job. Then I did Otto's. Then Auntie Naomi came up and I said, you know what? You do Gigi's witch because she wants to look really good and you're obviously an artist.
Okay.
Or so I thought.
Is she lying about her creds?
she I've never seen someone, you know, when someone's trying not to cry. She was just there and her lip just kept going. And Naomi was like...
I don't think it doesn't take much to get her lip going now, from what I can tell.
7 times yesterday she was crying over nothing. I was like, Gigi, this is the 7th time now. You're crying about a pastry. And anyway, she started crying. Auntie Naomi was like, what's wrong with her? I was like, nothing, trying not to say what it was. And Gigi was like, it wasn't great.
Can I look? Can I see?
No, because she covered her face with her hat. She wouldn't show it. So I couldn't get any pictures of it. But when I say she was inconsolable, we had to tell her that, like, it was going to be dark outside. Nobody was going to see her. She just kept pulling her hat down over her face.
What?
So she... Because I'd no time to take it off and redo it because we were running late.
How bad, like, if you can't pull off a look on Halloween, how bad was it?
Listen, bad enough that Auntie Naomi won't be invited back for her face painting skills.
Harsh.
And then Naomi was like, once Naomi found out she was crying over the face paint, she couldn't stop laughing. I was like, it was meant to be this lovely moment, and like I'm walking out the door with everyone crying. Anyway, then we did our trick or treat, and I will never be able to get over the amount of treats that you get in Ireland. It is completely insane. And then we got home, and I ripped down all the Halloween decorations, and I put the kids in their Christmas pajamas.
When I say I am buzzing, it feels like it hasn't been Christmas in ages, and it just feels now it's exactly the right time for it to be. It's like we've timed it so well. I'm really looking forward to this Christmas. I'm buzzing. I'm the same, Vogue. I'm going to go down to Dunn's, get the decorations. I'm going to go hardcore this year.
Well, I don't agree. I've seen a lot of people putting up their Christmas trees, and I'm like, oh, hold on, or we can't. That's a bit now. Come on, it's the 1st of November. I know I put the Christmas PJs on, but I want to get the wear out of them. Yeah. And I just feel like putting up the tree now. I'm feeling like I'm behind, but I don't want to get it up too soon.
Before we move on from Halloween, you know the way we enjoy like an inappropriate Halloween costume? Who doesn't?
Yeah, of course.
We've got, I would say, I've got a, I don't know, but a dark sense of humor. I don't know, a sense of humor. I just think it is.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, you know, whatever color your sense of humor is. The one I was like, this really takes the biscuit. Did you see the one? I actually posted it. The woman dressed as Shannon Matthews' mother. Do you remember? With Fine Shannon, the T-shirt and the teddy bear and all. And she looked so like her. Do you remember this story? For anyone who doesn't remember, there was a mother of Shannon Matthews who, I think after the Madeleine McCann stuff, saw how much money was raised when kids went missing for the parents. Yeah. And she's like, I'm going to get a bit of that dollar. And she reported her child missing, and then there was, I think there was £3.5 million spent looking for her from the police.
Oh,
and I think
fuck.
She wanted to raise 50 grand, the mother, and then at first they found the child. They found Shannon in her partner's cousin's attic, I think. But anyway, it brought me down. I was like, I thought it was very funny. Right? But then I went down the Shannon Matthews hole and I was like, oh, it's actually not great. She was tied to a radiator. I didn't know that. And she's now had to change her identity.
I know, but that's her own that's her mother doing that to her.
I know.
Like, what the fuck?
Anyway, happy Halloween, kids. What the fuck? Look at this. Camera's just. Sorry, could I be up any closer on the?
Joanne's having a real Monday, isn't she? Did you like Julia Stiles' Halloween costume?
Do you mean Julia Fox with the blood?
Julia Fox, yeah.
Julia Fox, God love her. I like her, but she's mad as a box of frogs, and she's big into the clickbait stuff and the kind of shock jocking and all that jazz. So it kind of makes sense that she would do that. Did you see this, Imo?
No.
So she dressed up as Jackie Kennedy in that like famous pink suit, but like left all the blood stains on it because like Jackie Kennedy famously wanted to keep the suit on to show the person of what he'd done when he shot John F. Kennedy.
She left it on for 2 days, and when eventually they got it off her, they put it in a kind of room temperature vault somewhere, and they're going to release it in 2135 or something. So the blood's still on it. So anyway, Julia was like, statement piece. But when she first described what she was doing her whole, I'm iconic and all that jazz. But then when there was a proper backlash, she came out with a real explanation of it, how like it's called feminist and all. But people were saying that her explanation was definitely written by ChatGPT because you just, I think she was leaving the dashes in left, right, and centre and all. I mean, Jackie's dead, so.
Do you know what? She should have you either go with it or you just do nothing because, like, it's the explanation that got me like, oh, come on, don't start hitting us with that shit.
But it's the assassination of a president. Like, it's going to be used in various situations. It's not, it's not like a discreet death, Like, it was the same with Kathy Griffin when she held up Trump's bloodied head. People were outraged. She's like, it's art.
Oh, yeah. I love that, but like some excuses, I'm just like, oh God, whatever. Do you remember do you remember what Winona Ryder said when she was caught robbing all those clothes? Remember she used to be a kleptomaniac? And she would just go around robbing clothes when she was like an A-lister. She basically, her excuse to the police was that she was researching for a role. And I actually thought that was a pretty impressive excuse.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I know. He said, yeah, well, you can research for it in prison. Off you go. I don't think anything happened to her, but yeah, she was trying to rob a lot of Chanel scarves.
Yeah.
Winona kind of fell off the side of the earth there. I think it was addiction issues, but she's back now. She's doing great.
She was in Stranger Things, I saw. Your friend had a very strong feelings for her. David Harbour supposedly had very strong feelings for her.
Really?
Yeah.
Apparently,
mesmerised, they said.
Apparently, the girl in Stranger Things, Imo, can you please feed me her name?
Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Already had accused David Harbour of bullying and harassment on the set of Stranger Things. So it's not a good year for David.
Not a great. Did you dress up as him in the end or no?
Sorry.
You did, yeah. I know you couldn't wait to get into the Halloween spirit. Sure, I saw you at Battersea Park fireworks there having a great time. You're having a ball.
You know me. Anything with the kids. Anything with the kids. Can you trick or treat as a grown up? Is it inappropriate?
No, I'd say you get away with it. I'd go to Ireland though. Great halls over there. Did you see people dressing up as the Louvre heist people?
Yes.
I can't believe you don't think they're hot. So they found
I haven't
the people.
seen them.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. I want to get your natural reaction. Don't look. Don't look.
Okay.
Put the phone down. Okay. These are supposedly the two men that we don't condone robbing, obviously, that basically stole from the Louvre.
Thank you for telling them that, folk.
Joanne steals, but that's her own business. I stay out of it. Okay.
Steal from you.
Pardon?
Oh, more hot felons. My God.
Jesus.
The felons are just getting hotter and hotter. What is going on?
These two look like they've just walked out of a IMG models. Look at them.
They are stunning. Wait
and I know by their necks that they are really built below because it's only a head shot. But I know by those necks that they'd have
roids. There's roids in them. Their necks, I can tell. They are very attractive. They are very attractive. Oh, look, crime is sexy.
Very.
Look
attractive.
at all the women writing to criminals in prison and all. Like, crime is hot.
They could have been A-listers. They're so hot. Why do they bother with that? And that's how they got away with it. No one's going to think two hot guys, like that good-looking guys, are going to walk in and rob the Louvre because they would think that they're like actors or models or something.
They're going to be the face of Gucci now in Paris Fashion Week within 2 years. I'm telling you now. And they're packing diamonds. What's not to love? I'd love that. They're gathering. It's hunter gather. They're hunting and gathering. No, hold on. We gather. They're hunting. We gather, don't we? Are we the gatherers? Technically.
I just think though, like,
Delivery
what are they going to
gatherers.
get? What are they going to get in prison? Because they haven't killed anyone. It's robbery. But I know it's like, but you can't say, oh, this is more robbery than robbery of something else. Like it's the same level. Robbery's robbery.
I'd say there's maybe some law written in for Napoleon's bits. I'd say Napoleon's bits have an extra layer of robbery attached to them. Like I don't think it's the same as like, you know, shoplift. I don't, like it. You've Winona Ryder robbing, and then you've robbing Napoleon's crown from the Louvre. It does feel a little extra.
What I will say is Winona Ryder was robbing in Chanel, so like that feels like the same level. If I'm robbing a steak from Co-op, not the same. You couldn't anyway because they're all in the back. But anyway, if I'm robbing a steak from Co-op,
Yeah,
it's not the same as the Louvre. It's just not.
yeah, no, you're right. But I feel like, I mean, I'd be surprised if they just get a slap on the wrist now. I think they're going to end up doing some pretty hard time. And wait until you see the amount of fan mail those lads get. I might even write to them myself.
See, now I can understand why you'd fancy them, but I never got that CEO killer because like he just killed somebody he didn't know, and there's all these people and fans. Juliana, what's his name again?
The mayor.
No, not the mayor. The guy who killed the CEO. What was his name?
Oh, yeah.
Luigi Mangione.
Yeah, and all his fans. I don't get that now. That's not. He's a murderer.
While we're here, Vogue, you're good at helping me promote my side hustle.
Oh, the bags. Oh my God. The bags?
No, sorry, the stand-up.
I'm actually going down. Joanne sent me a gift of bags the other day, and I was like, I'd never seen the inserts before, and I was trying to make that into a bag myself. I was like, this is fun. And then I was like, oh, it goes in there.
Goes in the big bag. It's the baby bag in the big bag. Sorry, I was taking the piss when I said my side hustle was stand-up because it's my main hustle. But you're right, I actually do have a side hustle, so that was confusing. So as we know, I'm on the road with Paedophile, and my Killarney dates are coming up. 14th, 15th, 21st and 22nd of November. I'm in Killarney. The Dublin dates are gone. But I also have, do you know where I've room?
Where?
Belfast. 22nd, 23rd.
Of November?
Of January. Sorry, I should have said that.
It's a wonder why she's got room up in Belfast there, isn't it?
I totally forgot to mention I have 2 shows in Belfast in January 2026 on the 22nd, 23rd. There's other ones, but I can't see them offhand. But yeah, tell your Belfast mates.
Tell your Belfast mates to go, and your Killarney mates. We had a great
Killarney
time in
mates.
Killarney. God, I was violently hungover. Jesus.
We
Remember?
did. No,
An
were you?
accident. Oh, we had an accident. Yeah, we had an accident of the.
Did
We had too much fun. It was an accidental fun evening. Do you not remember? Oh, it was bad. And then you had 2 fun evenings, but I kept it to 1 fun evening.
Did
I had 1.5 funs. You had 2
Sounds about
full
right.
funs.
Yeah.
It's because Davina Devine.
I can't be around
was on
her.
the road. No, absolutely no.
I remember I was going out with a guy at the time, and he was like, if you're going out with Davina again, I was like, I'm sorry, we're kindred spirits. He's like, I'm not going to see you for days.
Do you remember in Cork? We were in Cork. I think we were doing 4 nights or something in Cork, and you and Davina, you were in the room next door to me, but I went and like you and Davina had told me that you were in the room, and it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I literally went up to your door, and I was going to go in for 1 drink, and I put my hand on the door handle, and I said, no, Vogue, don't do it. And I actually
hilarious.
backed away, and I went into my room, and well, was I happy I didn't knock on that door?
You're like, do you know those? I watched them, the TV shows about medium detectives where they touch something and like all this vision comes into their head and they can tell the future and the past. And that was what you were fed information.
That happened to me. I was like just backing away slowly from the door, hoping you wouldn't hear me. 2 bitches didn't even text me.
The amount of booze we put away on that Ghost tour, my God. My God.
I know.
The glory days, huh?
It was so much fun. Okay, I'm bringing something back. You ready?
Oh, thank God. Is it culottes?
No, pedal pushers though. I've actually got a pair on the way. Pedal pushers are back.
Fab.
They're back. My calves can't wait. I bought a pair, and I know I'm gonna have to return them because my calves are not gorgeous. They'll just be
You fantastic
exploding out.
calves, folks.
Listen, they'll be exploding out the back of them. I'm not sure that the pedal pushers are going to work for me, but I'm going to give it a go.
That's hilarious. Like your man. What was your man? The Hulk. He just rips through all his clothes. Like,
Do you not remember?
calves pushing out the back.
A boot company got on to Louisa. Do you not remember that? They were like, they do boots for like oversized calves. They wanted to work with me, and I was like, no, thanks for thinking of me, but like, no.
It's a polite no.
But I would like 2 pairs, please.
I do remember because I used to have larger calves than I do now, and I think my calves have gotten a little smaller from cycling. But I remember that.
I fucking cycle everywhere. Mine are going the
know.
opposite.
Well, do you know what yours are? Yours are strong. That's what yours is. It's muscle, Vogue.
Okay, great. And everyone's so intimidated by me. Go
There's
on.
people- and everyone is intimidated by you. And everyone's jealous. If there's anyone gives you any shit, they're jealous, intimidated. Done. Right?
Exactly.
But like that is muscle, and like there's people who are literally getting implants in their calves to have the calves that you have.
God.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, Joanne, they're men. The men are getting implants. I don't want implants in my calves, for fuck's sake.
But I remember myself struggling to get boots. Remember when like the knee boots were really in when I was younger. So I'm really disappointed you didn't face that boot company because I would have appreciated the heads up when I was young because I needed
know.
special boots.
And I have to send back. Do you remember? I don't know if you'll know them. Loads of people buy these Paris, Texas boots, and they're really gorgeous boots.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like, desperate for a pair of them. Got one, couldn't get it above the ankle. I was
Yeah.
like, they're not.
I know.
Inclusive.
They're not inclusive, and they're making them for these little twiggy legs, and you're like, come on, we're real women here.
We're not. Well, some women have, mainly women have twiggy legs, but I don't.
I remember I was going out with the guy at the time. We were in a pub, and a woman walked in, and she had great legs, and he was admiring her legs. And I said, because I have to make everything about myself when it comes to my boyfriends. I can't have them look anywhere else, or I like start spiraling. So I was like, I've got legs like that. My legs are the same as hers. Do you know, this kind of very childish. And he looked at me and he went, now, Joanne. He's like, I'm willing to lie to you about some stuff, but I'm not lying to you about that. It's like, you fucking prick. Fuck you.
That is not what I was going to talk about. Anyway, I'm
Sorry, spoof for the week.
Spoofer of the week is back. Now, you know what Joanne and I are like. This will maybe not last beyond this week, but we're taking it back.
The queens of inconsistency.
Yeah, spoofer of the week. I had to do it because it's driving me up the goddamn walls. Kevin Federline.
Yep.
Spoofer of the week.
I
keep
mean,
saying
24/7 spoofing now. Like, I mean, he's next level spoof. He's high end. There's top tier spoofers. There's middle of the range, and then there's kind of people who dabble in spoofing, and he is a professional. It's 24/7 job for him.
He is absolutely spoofed out of it. He is.
Are you-
So I've been
you
watching his memoir.
Yeah, are you going to explain why you think he's a spoofer? Or are you just
No,
trolling?
Joanne, that's your job. I read the emails.
Sorry, I'll explain your bit.
I have all the good bits after. We just need a brief explanation of why we're here.
Kevin Federline, Kevy Feds, has, as we all know, unless you've been living under a rock, released a memoir just in time for around the time that her child alimony payments have run out, that Britney's paying for Kevin and the kids, because all the kids have turned 18 or 21. I think when they turned 18, Kevin moved them to Hawaii because the real there was 21. And yeah, and then he does this kind of thing where he basically slags her off in his memoir and then says, like, I only want the best for her. And we're like, you're full of shit. And even though I love to be across pop culture things, I am not going to engage with the book because I'm not giving him the credit. And when I say the credit, I mean my Audible credits.
No, we're not going to read it. We're not going to listen to it. But now, can I tell you about his divorce settlement? So he basically got around 1 million to 1.3 million as a settlement fee. On top of that, he's had 40 grand a month for 20 years. So for 2 decades, 40 grand a month. And now that's up. And now he's decided to bring out a book on Britney. And it is like the stuff that he's saying, he's basically like, he said that he found she was drinking when she was pregnant. She was doing cocaine when she was breastfeeding. She used to, this was the worst one, where he said that the boys would wake up and she'd be standing at the door of their room just staring in at them with a knife in her hand. And when they'd say, is everything okay? She'd say, yeah. And just like lightly pad off. And the pad off.
It makes her sound like she's in an asylum. Also, I could easily be chopping vegetables and walking and decide to check on my kids. Stop trying to make it sound like she's,
maybe she's opening packages.
She was, exactly. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? She's still using those knives. She's obviously attached to them. Maybe she was dancing like she does.
Yeah, she was mid-routine. But anyway, she has come out and said that like he's gaslighting her and stuff like that. But I think he is a spoofer, because the bullshit of him releasing the memoir and trying to be like, basically trying to be like, I'm doing this for her own good. Like, I've always wanted the best for her. You're doing your arse. You literally want her money, and you're not like, you don't want the best for her. You're not being helpful by doing this. She probably isn't in a great place. I think that we can all see that. And I think that he is a spoofer and a wanker. And there.
I actually did a video about it, and I was saying, I can't remember what I said. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I completely agree. I think ratting someone out, exposing all their deepest, darkest secrets, while you've been living off them financially for several years, is your scum. It's the lowest of the low. First word scum, second word bag. That's you, Kevin. And
did you see about Sia's husband though? They're all at it. Sia's getting divorced from her husband. And like, he basically wants he wants 250 grand a month in spousal support and 77 grand a month in child support, because although he used to be a radiation oncologist, he said that he hasn't worked for years, so would have to retrain, so has to be in the same level of lifestyle that he was with her. And it's like, sometimes that bullshit actually works in court, where the judge is like, okay, like he wants 327 grand a month. Who needs that? What the fuck? Are you buying a house?
It's a lot of ASOS holes. Well, yeah. But do you know what it's gas? And I hold my hands up and say I am a raving hypocrite. And I talk about it in my new stand-up show. And I do say, like, I do think there's different rules for men and women. But if a woman got that in her divorce, I'd be like, get it, girl. When a man does it, I'm like, pathetic. Hideous. Very unattractive. Well, male gold diggers. There's something particularly unattractive about it. There really is. It's really off-putting.
I think time has to come into it, though. I do, because like when you look at the likes of like J-Lo, remember she married that dancer fella. She was married to him for 1 year, and he got 14 million off her. Why does he get 14 million for being married to her for a year? Why? Yeah, 14 million. Do you know what I also find weird? Last one. Sorry, I went to deep diving. Guy Ritchie and Madonna. Guy Ritchie, he's a very famous and like well-to-do director, got around 76 to 92 million off Madonna. What? How does that make sense?
Oh my God.
I know.
Because they've kids together, don't they?
I know, but come on, they've one kid together, I think. One kid. Why does he need 92 million?
Kid. I think if you've lived with someone who's loaded, then you're entitled to maintain that lifestyle. You're lucky I didn't divorce you when I moved out. I would have been entitled to all sorts. I'm taking the housekeepers and the cars.
And the helicopter. Let's bring the helicopter in. You can have the helicopter. I don't want it anymore.
I've become accustomed, Vogue. It is now my legal right to have chefs, PJs, and 3 children.
That's not what I have, just in case anyone doesn't realise that is a joke. And please don't write about it. I don't own a helicopter.
Jokes.
And I don't have a chef. And yes.
Or 3 children.
Or, yes.
Yeah. One of them's a cutout. The other 2, there was work labour laws for fairies, so she had a 3rd.
Well, thank you all so much for listening. That's been a fantastic. Listen, we started on a quite a low point, and we've ended on a high, I would say.
I think so. So. Child labour laws is always a sweet one to go out on, I think.
Happy Friday.
Well done.
Keep sending us your emails to...
Oh, do you know that someone mailed me? Did I tell you I got a message off a woman saying... she's like, I don't believe you about that Bear by Vogue email. She's like, you sent it to yourselves. I was like, we certainly did not. I mean, if we were emailing ourselves, Joe would be thrilled, I'd say, because he'd love more emails coming in, but we do not send emails to ourselves.
Joe's lucky we even arrived. I had someone yesterday mail me about I said I bought 3 of those mattresses for my house in Ireland. She goes, you did, you're shite, buy 3 of them for your house in Ireland. I was like, well, I actually did. Like, do
you want proof of the receipts?
I had bunk beds. Like, I had to buy 3 mattresses. It's like, why would I lie?
Yeah, why would is she suggesting you didn't pay for the mattresses, or is she suggesting you only got 2 and you're just flexing?
I think she's just suggesting that there's no way I could have bought 3 mattresses, but I did buy 3 mattresses.
There's no laws against buying
and I'll
3
buy
mattresses,
10
bitch.
mattresses if I want, but I don't need any more mattresses now. I'm all right for now.
Okay,